Okay, so here we go. Tonight it is just, let me make sure this is on actually. Okay, it's on. I've done that one too many times where I start recording and then it's not on. Tonight it's just me because the little Mandy Way, she's been going through some long days, so she needs a minute to decompress. But hopefully we'll actually give you maybe 3 this week and you'll have another one tomorrow. So that'll be exciting. But I'm sitting here. I'm not in a bathing suit. I'm actually in a sports bra because when you have big boobs, just everything falls on your chest. Like it doesn't matter. My friends even know. And we carry shout wipes. I've been given little Tide pens. And I went to dinner in the city at my favorite soup place that has this chicken curry soup with noodles, but my shirt was destroyed. It was horrible. It's like my tits caught every single piece of the food. So I just decided to take my shirt off and I'll just record in my sports bra and I feel like if anyone has big boobs, they understand this when they're just there, these massive melons, they just take over and they're always dirty. They bump into people, they bump into doors, they bump into gym weights. They're just always attacking. So they're just there. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what my day consisted of, was going to the city, just going to get dinner. The feeling a little better today. I still am processing everything. I can feel it in my mind and everything cycles through. And I just wonder if the owner knows how hurtful he was and if how many people he's done this to. It's just kind of shocking. So, it's just one of those things. And I know this is how you learn and grow in life, but it sucks. It sucks and it's just hurtful. But as Mandy said, you just keep going forward. And I just can't, the more I try to dissect it, the more I'm just going to be driving myself absolutely bonkers. So I just have to let it be and move forward. And yeah, that's all I can do. And have to send all the equipment back, which I'll send soon. So yeah, that was my day. And, we went to the city and drove after. I love the neighborhoods in the city because the houses are like secret. Because the garages, you think it's this little tiny house, but the garage is literally the size. It's like a 10-car garage. I kid you not, in some of the houses. So it's huge. You're just deceived. But I like the city like that because it has so many secrets. It's like tiny, but then has so much. And that is why everyone wants to live there. Because even though you're so compacted with people, it's just amazing. And I think that's like New York City. I feel like New York is a city that no matter what, everybody will always find a way to live in it. Like, it's expensive, it's crowded, it's cramped, but there's just something about it. Although when I went to New York, I wasn't so blown away, but maybe I need to go again. When I went to Chicago, though, Chicago was seriously, I had been told by someone that you just have to experience it when you get there. Like they couldn't explain it. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And they're like, you just have to go there. And then I did. And I fell in love with it. There's just something about like the river that runs through it and the beautiful lake and Navy Pier. Oh my God. It's just dreamy. And there's something about the city that makes you just want to connect to it. But I know in the winter, the whole lake freezes over and it is icy cold and negative Ghost Rider. I'm not going to be, I am not going to be hanging out in the Frio like that. So it'd have to be like, what do they call them? The summer birds or winter birds? I'd have to come back to California, somewhere warm. But in the summer, it's beautiful. And the lake is like an ocean and there's no sharks in it. So, I love the ocean, but I always have this thing that a shark's going to come and try and take a bite of me. I like just because thick and delicious. So there's that. You know what? I did have something that I did want to talk about. And for the life of me, I cannot remember it, but I do remember that Mandy wanted to talk about, you know, how jobs sometimes will give you like pizza parties or, hey, we bought you a $5 gift card for Starbucks. But how about instead of that, you just give us a wage that I won't stress about paying rent and I won't stress about buying groceries or taking care of my car. That to me, I feel like definitely pay raises have not kept up with the times with inflation. And so everybody's still, sometimes, especially in the Bay Area, you have to hustle and have 2 or 3 jobs and make sure you don't have any credit card debt. Because if you do, then that just dents everything. And that's what I'm working on. I don't have a lot, but I have enough that I need to get rid of it because I don't want to go into school with credit card debt and then possibly take out a school loan. If anything, even though I know Dave Ramsey says don't do school loans, even if it takes longer. But in order to save as much as I would need to go to school, that's like $40,000 to $60,000, unless I make an OnlyFans. Although OnlyFans is taking away all of the stuff that they're not going to have any more pornographic material. They said they still have nude photos and nude videos, but they have to be within their guidelines. So I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but I feel like a lot of content creators on there are going to be like, well, we're screwed. Because so many people make a good living off of OnlyFans. Like people are buying houses and penthouses and just endless money. So, well, I guess not endless because you have to have a backup plan. And there's some people who may not have had a backup plan, but because most people, well, I guess some people will just pay for a nude picture. I hate to say it, but guys will. Guys, yeah. I want to understand the logic behind it, but I don't. But I guess it's a connection. And sometimes if you feel you can't get the connection because it's almost a more personal one, because you can interact with that person and they can send you messages or pictures, then I guess that part makes sense. But anyways, this was a weird tangent, but I was just thinking about that because to go to school with no debt and take out no student loans, who does that? Are there people that do that? Because if there are, love to talk to you. And I mean, I know some people like their parents set them up and they're ready, but I feel like a majority of parents, at least in this time and age, or maybe in like our age group, don't or weren't set up with that. I feel like not the baby boomers, but like our generation who's having kids are setting their kids up for the future. But I don't think a lot of the baby, like our age, but I could be wrong. There's probably some people that were set up completely and will have no issue and they can live off campus and have their own place and go to school and it not be an issue. But that's life and you just figure it out as you go. And sometimes it's a little rough and you just, okay. But it's always okay. So I will figure out school, even if I have to hold off for a little bit. I saw something one time, a comment on Instagram that a woman had put, I'm 47 and I just got into nursing school. And I was like, oh, that might be me. But I would love to be in nursing school within 5 years. That would be amazing. Because I would love to be a labor and delivery nurse and help bring all these little humans and these beautiful just souls into the world and help the mommies. And I think it's amazing. I love it. So yeah, but there's that. So there's that. Those are my thoughts for tonight. Big tits, OnlyFans, the city, which I do love, and I don't know. I wonder too, because I love San Diego, but I wonder what it's like living in one of like downtown San Diego and like being in the city. I think it's so different because there's never any fog in San Diego. So I love the fog too. But damn it, I love the beach. I'd want to live on the beach. Like I'd want to be able to open the door and go outside and just hear the waves. So nice. And my boyfriend he's looking for new apartments because it's time for him to move. And we went and looked at one today, and it's crazy because they have renovated and non-renovated, and the difference is night and day. This is all within the same complex. Like the non-renovated I could live in. I feel like it's stuff I grew up with, but it's like the kitchen you walk in and it's the all white kitchen that just everything's white and it looks like it's just bleached to death. And it's got carpets and it's the bathrooms all white. It's just, if you saw it, it looked like kind of like a 70s apartment, but it's livable. I thought it was cute. And then the renovated is just, the dark appliances and the marble countertops, not like the little white square tiles sitting next to each other. And they were much nicer. Oh, they had central air. And the non-renovated had, the big units in the wall that you had to turn on. Still an AC, but not central air. And we all know wall ACs they're loud, but they work. But there wasn't one in the room. It was only in the living room. So if you're in your bedroom, you were a tiny bit fucked. So he's just looking. He was not impressed, but he's a little... He has a standard. It's funny because he's not bougie, but he has his moments where he is. And definitely like his apartment, he can be a little bougie, which makes me laugh because he's not that. It's just certain things. And we actually had to talk about this the other day. He's like, if I'm going to spend a lot of money on something, then I would like it to be nice. Fair. I agree. And then he also takes very good care of his things because if you spend that much money on them, you want them to last. But it just made me laugh because he has a white couch, and obviously I got covered in soup tonight. And I told him, you can't have white things around me because I love wearing white. I get it absolutely disastrous. It is just my nature. My red hair stains stuff, like this phase, it'll stain. Not so much, probably about like a month and a half, it'll stop staining stuff, and it comes out. It always washes out, but it'll just mark everything up. And so I just told him, you cannot have white around me though. I am just a messy, messy little bird, and it is just gonna be there. But he says it's okay. So he's got the whatever that stuff is that gets all the stains out. It has like a brush and a scrubber. He did it yesterday because there was a stain on one of the pillows. Oops. That wasn't from me though. It was actually from him. We'll have to think up some subjects tomorrow to talk about too. There's always something with it's so much easier to bounce off things with her because she's got the personality and chat about all of our shenanigans because she's going to be moving soon, and that is a whole different world of challenges, and going to school while moving, and then she's working 12 hours right now because it's in season. So she's definitely running at probably fumes. So I think tomorrow might be a good time for her to kind of just get everything out. Just breathe. And I'm definitely trying to get into another class, but it's so hard when you're waitlisted. And I emailed the teacher today, and the teacher just they said it doesn't look good because you're 18 on the wait list. So I'm really hoping that it'd be nice if I could get a wait list or a number because I need this class. Desperately need it. Oh, and then I was looking and I was like, oh, maybe I should take a swimming class because swimming's really nice on the joints because my knees can be a little funky sometimes. But the swimming class is from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So that means I would have to get up at like 5, maybe 5:15 to be able to get on the road by 5:30 to make it to where it's at the school Monday through Friday. So I would have to see if they did like a pass fail, because I don't know, that's just a little early, but jumping in the cold pool would probably feel good every morning, just because I walk with my boyfriend every morning, but a swim might be nice. It'll be different. It'll be much gentler on my joints because my poor little knee. I had to go to physical therapy for it, which helped immensely, but I have to be careful with it still. So maybe some swimming would be nice. We shall see though. I keep staring at the class numbers every morning and I'm like, maybe what I should do is I should try just getting up at 5:15 every morning and seeing how that goes. That would probably be a better chance trying, because if not, I don't want to fail swimming class, because that would be ridiculous. That would be pathetic. Like, who are you? You failed a swimming class. Negative. But this is my Thursday. Kind of spinning my wheels, trying to find peace and just not think about it and not try to hold anger and resentment. Yeah. Trying not to be mad and upset. And I think that's where I'm naive still, is I still want to believe that people are kind and there's good people, but and I trust people so easily, like, and then I end up just kind of like chatting and letting everything come out sometimes. Well, not everything, but just I trust people easily and I don't think they would hurt me, and then they end up possibly being the one, but I don't know for sure because there was always so much gossip going on with this company and so much just everything that didn't make sense. So it could have been, it could have not have been. I don't know. But, you know, it's one of those things, like, you're not going to get an answer from the person ever. You're always just going to get a different version of events. So I don't know. It's hard when someone says, "Oh yeah, I considered you a friend," but I don't know if you really did. I don't know if you were part of my, everything. But that got really kind of sad and depressive. I don't want to talk about that. I just was trying to see, I'm still processing it and trying to get it out and trying to work it out. And it's just, you know, I don't know. Just a lot of wheel spinning and things going on. And I don't know, we all stress a little bit, right? Just take a deep breath and relax, and everything will be okay. And even though sometimes it's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, even if it's a pinpoint of light, it is there. And I forget that, and I have to remind myself of that. And, you know, my wonderful, beautiful, the married way had sent a text because I said I didn't know if I trusted my decisions anymore because I felt like I was making bad decisions. And she said, sometimes if I knew what I like, she said, if I knew what I knew before I made the decision, then yeah, of course it would have been different. But sometimes it could be my higher self leading me to make this decision because this is what I need to make at the time. So it's just trying to trust myself that no matter what, even whatever the decision is, it was meant to be. And instead of beating yourself up. And I'm very good at that. I'm very good at that. So just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, and just release everything, and release anger, release hurt, release sadness, and just let it go. Oh my God, sorry. That reminded me, there was a meditator or meditate meditation teacher on Yoga Glow. And he was the best one. If you ever wanted to go to sleep, like, oh, this man could knock you out and let it go. He would just like go through you having you scan your body and it's just to let it go. And that's all we would have to say, like, can you put on let it go? And they would, yeah. It was wonderful, but he's not on there anymore, sadly. So, but he was so great. I think tonight might be a good night to do the meditation that Mandy sent me last night about meeting my spirit guides and probably fell asleep to some sound bowls and just keep feeling better. So I just definitely wanted to record something because I hate missing. I really do hate missing because I truly enjoy this. This just like I have so much fun. And I just love this and it just makes me happy. So I wanted to do it. Even if I was, you know, I have a sports bra on. I'm not naked. But anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful night and mwah, get some sleep. And I will hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll have another one if she's feeling up to it. But anyways, have a good night.